Have you ever promised yourself, this is the last time, only to repeat the exact same bad habit just hours later? It feels frustrating. You know it's hurting you, yet somehow your brain keeps pulling you back. Most people blame a lack of discipline, but psychology points to a very different explanation. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you, it's actually trying to protect you. That sounds strange, doesn't it? Why would your brain defend something that's clearly harmful? The answer begins with one simple goal your brain has had since the beginning of human history: survival. Not happiness, not success, and definitely not self-improvement. Your brain constantly asks one question: what has kept me alive before? If a behavior has been repeated enough times, your brain quietly labels it as safe. It doesn't matter whether that habit is healthy or unhealthy. From your brain's perspective, familiar often feels safer than better. That's why scrolling your phone can feel easier than starting an important project. It's why comfort food suddenly becomes irresistible after a stressful day. It's why saying, "I'll start tomorrow," can feel surprisingly convincing. None of these choices happen by accident. Every repetition strengthens a mental pathway inside your brain. Imagine walking through a forest. The first path takes effort to create, but every time you walk that same trail, it becomes wider, smoother, and easier to follow. Your habits work in almost the same way. Each repetition tells your brain, "Remember this shortcut." Eventually, your brain starts choosing that shortcut automatically. This is why many habits happen before you even realize you're making a decision. You aren't consciously choosing every action anymore. Your brain has switched into energy-saving mode, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. Thinking deeply about every tiny decision would consume enormous mental energy. Habits solve that problem by putting repeated behaviors on autopilot. But here's where things become surprisingly tricky. Your brain doesn't automatically separate good habits from bad ones. It mainly notices one thing: what gets repeated. The more often a behavior happens, the more normal it begins to feel. And once something feels normal, your brain becomes reluctant to let it go, even when another part of you desperately wants to change. This creates an invisible tug-of-war inside your mind. One part imagines a better future. The other part keeps pulling you toward familiar comfort. That's why change can feel emotionally uncomfortable long before it becomes physically difficult. Your brain often interprets uncertainty as potential danger. Even something positive like exercising, studying, or waking up earlier can initially feel like a threat, not because those things are harmful, but because they're unfamiliar. Here's the hidden insight most people never realize. Every time you interrupt an automatic habit, you're teaching your brain a brand new pattern. At first, that new path feels awkward and slow. That's completely normal. You're building a new mental trail while the old one still looks easier. But repetition changes everything. The new pathway gradually becomes stronger. The old one slowly loses its influence. Real change rarely happens because of one huge decision. It usually happens through hundreds of tiny repetitions that quietly reshape your brain over time. So the next time you catch yourself falling into an old habit, don't immediately label yourself as lazy or weak. Instead, remember that your brain is simply following the strongest path it already knows. Your job isn't to fight your brain. Your job is to patiently teach it a better path. The more often you repeat that new path, the more natural it eventually becomes. And one day, the habit you once struggled to build will feel just as automatic as the old one did. Understanding your brain is the first step toward changing it. If you enjoyed learning the psychology behind everyday behavior, subscribe for more videos that help you understand how your mind really works.